Hello, my name is Leah. Today I'm going to be going over all of the plans that I had for quarter one, how I measured up, and what I'm going to be doing going forward into quarter two. First though, I wanted to make a quick announcement since YouTube doesn't let small channels post on the community tab. I'm going to be joining Lovis from Ecofactology on Katelin Urgo's channel for some writing sprints to help kick off Camp NaNoWriMo. So that is going to be Thursday, April 1st at 11 a.m. Pacific time. Also, it's my birthday that day, so come say hello and happy birthday. Okay, thanks. So I will leave both of their channels linked below, but go subscribe to Katelin if you want that notification. But moving on to the main topic of today's video, at the beginning of the year I made a 2021 goals video. And in that video I talked about how I want this year to be the year of foundations. So that was the theme in all of the goals that I made for my writing, my career, my health, my habits, all of those things, all aspects of my life. I just want to really focus in on building strong foundations this year. So I thought it would be a good idea to kind of do a little check-in now that it's the end of the quarter, go back to that list of goals that I made and sort of just see what steps I've been taking to achieve those, where I fell short and where I could do better, and just be able to have a moment to reevaluate and see what I want to do differently in the next upcoming quarter. So I will pull out my handy dandy laptop. I actually made a quarterly breakdown for all of the things that I wanted to accomplish this year. And this is specifically for writing. So my plan for January was to reread Project Shadows, make notes about what I wanted to change, re-outline and plan my revision, and then at the end of the month start the revision, which I would continue through February and be finished with at the beginning of March. Then around mid-March, I would send it out to beta readers, make some questionnaire forms for them to fill out, and then at the end of March, begin preparing to draft my next project, which I have recently decided I'm going to call Project Bone, which I was going to do for Camp NaNoWriMo. So clearly, we're at the end of March and I have not finished Project Shadows revisions. There are a few reasons why this has been the case, and I'm actually going to be touching on some of those in my video for next week, so I won't get into all of that there. The crux of why I've fallen so behind on my goals is that these weren't realistic in the first place. I was thinking that I was going to be writing at a much faster pace than I ended up writing at, but that was because I was taking my drafting writing speed into consideration, not my revision writing speed into consideration. Looking ahead to quarter two, what I wanted to do was, of course, finish a draft 0 of Project Bone, get my feedback back from my beta readers, and then use that feedback to kind of plan for a draft 3 of Project Shadows and also plan out the rest of the series for Project Shadows. Oh, and then by June I wanted to be over halfway through another revision of Project Shadows, which ain't realistic. But going back to the why of why I wanted to make these specific writing goals was, again, the foundations. I wanted to get in the habit of writing. I wanted to be able to push through hard times and learn how to be consistent with the writing work that I'm doing, because it's easy to get stuck somewhere and set a project aside and move on to something else. And sometimes, that's just what needs to happen, but I need to learn how to stick with things until the end. And so going through this round of revisions has really helped strengthen that for me so far. And so although I do think I could have done better in quarter one, I think that the overall outcome of quarter one has been positive because I am getting in that habit and I'm learning about my own revision process in ways that I just wasn't able to before since I wasn't revising. So my new plan for quarter two writing wise is going to be, number one, of course, finish this revision draft of Project Shadows. I'm calling it draft 1 because my other was a draft 0. My goal for that is to finish by April 30th. So the end of Camp NaNoWriMo, this is what I'm going to be working on for Camp NaNo. And I think based off of the work that I've done so far, this is a much more realistic goal than what I was thinking originally. I'm obviously filming this and posting this before March is over, but I'll be writing about the second half or a little bit less than the second half. I should be around the midpoint or a little bit past the midpoint by the time Camp NaNo starts. Then the first week of May, I want to finish up my edit and send this draft to some beta readers. I already have a list of some people that I want to send it to, and I've started jotting down some questions that I want to ask them as well, so I don't think it'll take me very long to create some, question prompts, questionnaires, that sort of thing to be able to give to them. And then I am just essentially shifting back my timeline for Project Bone. Through the rest of May, I want to be brainstorming, outlining, researching for that in preparation for June, the next Camp NaNo, where I will be drafting the zero draft of this one. I want to treat June like a normal nano month and try to aim for the 50,000 words. I'll probably be writing more after June as well. I found that my zero drafts tend to be around 60K, so that's what I'm going to be aiming for this one. And then that should put me to the end of quarter 2. So yeah, April, May, June. Quarter 2. I definitely know my drafting speed a lot better than I know my revision speed, so this should be a reasonable timeline for drafting. Hopefully this next quarter, my goals are a little bit more realistic and I can stick to my deadlines a little bit better. But that's the bulk of my writing specific goals. I wanted to put that up front since I know that's probably what most people are interested in if you're watching this video. But I did still want to kind of go back to the other goals that I had for the year and just sort of evaluate what steps I was taking in quarter 1 to achieve those goals and how I can do better in quarter 2 as well. So the first on my list was, of course, build the foundation for my writing career. The practical steps of that is, of course, what I just talked about. My second big goal was to grow my author platform. This for me means being intentional about the relationships that I make on social media, not in a usury sort of way, but just to get plugged into the community and not just be a solo person writing in her room when there are other writers and authors who I can connect with and learn from. Part of the way that I'm doing that, of course, is through my YouTube channel. I feel like YouTube is a great way to, you know, get a more personal side from someone than just the text on Instagram or Twitter or Facebook or whatever. I think I have posted once a week since the beginning of the year, with the exception of 2 weeks. I also did try, I made a plan in February to post twice a week on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and that, my friends, didn't work, as you probably could tell since I didn't end up doing it. I did it for the first week and got overwhelmed, partly because I was very busy in February and partly because I think I'm just more of a 1 video a week kind of person. I also did update my website, which was cool. There's still not a ton of stuff on there, but that's just because I don't have a ton of stuff to put on there. But that was one thing I had listed under this goal. And as I mentioned at the beginning of this video, I'm gonna be joining a live stream soon, which is a lot of fun. The next main goal I had was to create healthy habits to foster a balanced lifestyle. This one I feel like I haven't done as well. It involves things like doing yoga consistently, finishing 2 master classes a month, my overall reading goal of 36 books for the year. I have not done yoga in quarter 1. Technically I have, but not consistently, and I am behind on my reading goal for the year because I think I've only finished 3 books so far in 2021. So I have some catching up to do. The ways I'm going to be working on this one is, first off, for April I'm actually going to be trying to do the 30-day yoga journey on Yoga with Adrian's channel. I think she posted that at the beginning of the year, so I'm late, but I'm gonna try it. And then the books one, I am going to start trying to read an hour before bed every single day, just to get my eyes away from my phone screen and also be a bit more intentional about my reading. Because after reading all day when I'm editing and reading all day whenever I'm revising my own work, the last thing I want to do right after I stop working is read. So I always end up watching YouTube or TV or playing video games, and I need to be able to also read published novels as well. The next main goal I had was to find ways to incorporate non-monetary hobbies. I feel like I haven't done well on this one either. Oh, I like fashion interior design kind of stuff too. It probably doesn't look like it because my rooms are very much not aesthetic. My clothes are not the greatest, but I'm interested in growing in those areas. And I actually made a blanket ladder. I didn't make it. My dad screwed it together for me because I failed. But I tried to. So that's that, and I'm actually going to be staining it soon as well. So that was a fun hobby thing. I do need to play my ukulele more. I never pick that thing up. I forget that I have it sometimes. And I do want to do some more photography. I think I was thinking of this in terms of doing like photo shoots with people, but I would like to, you know, just go outside and do some photography every now and then just for fun. My next big goal is to make income on my writing/editing skills. I'm doing this. This is awesome. As I have mentioned on my channel before, I joined Fiverr at the beginning of this year, so I've been doing editing freelance, specifically developmental editing freelance. I don't do like copy editing because I know story very well, I don't know grammar very well. And I also have another idea about another way I can make money on my writing currently, but you'll have to wait for a future video for that one. We'll see how that goes. But those are all of the main goals I have for 2021, how I did in quarter one and how I am planning to continue in quarter two. I think it's important to check in every now and then with those goals that you make at the beginning of the year, because it's very easy, even in just a quarter, it's easy to forget about them and forget to take intentional steps to work towards them. But especially it's easy to do that whenever you're waiting until November or December to figure out what you've done in the whole year. But yes, if you have stuck with me this long, thank you very much for watching. I very much appreciate you. I'm probably going to be doing a video like this every quarter. The writing stuff I feel like people might be interested in, but the rest of it is just gonna be for me to, you know, check in with myself, reevaluate, and make a new plan. And document that new plan. So that is all I have for you today. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you again soon. Bye.